Hi everyone, it's me back again, Zaheer, ACCA. Today, I thought we'll just do one very quick and short video, which has been very commonly asked as to how do you prepare for the ACCA exams. Having taught ACCA for good 7-8 years, and being in ACCA myself, and not very long ago, but yeah, still have those memories of how much time you have to really put in. And I think I can say from the experience of all the the 1,000+ students that have studied with me or with the Institute Financial Planning Academy here, I can say that there are these 3-4 things that you definitely need to do if you want to make sure that you crack the ACCA paper. Now, of course, we know that there is knowledge level, there is skill level, and then there is the P level. So if I may start with the knowledge level, of course, you would know that the knowledge level papers, the passing rates are fairly high. The reason for that is, of course, because the papers are A, fairly basic, and B, a lot of almost everything is MCQs, right? So what you need to do therefore is make sure that your understanding of the various types of MCQs that comes in, and I'm not talking about the format, I'm talking about the syllabus areas. What are the different questions that come from these syllabus areas? So let's say if there is BT, you should know that the exam will have the length and the depth both included in there. So what you need to do is make sure that you've completed your study text completely. Now that could be Kaplan or that could be BPP, right? Secondly, make sure that you've done the full exam kit. Now this exam kit, again, you can take both BPP and Kaplan. I would personally suggest that you do a lot of practice from BPP as well, even though as a gold approved partner, we usually ask the students to take Kaplan, because the reason is Kaplan has a very nice structure of the notes or the questions and the flow of the questions. So therefore it's easier for the students. The students do not get really scared looking at the notes and the questions. BPP's difficulty level is slightly higher. So if you do want to do BPP, which I do strongly suggest, make sure you looked at Kaplan before you move to BPP, right? So you've done the textbook, you've done the BPP. Now the third and probably the most important is do the mocks. Now these mocks are available on the ACCA website. These are paid mocks available. So for every paper there are 3 mocks available. Make sure that you have done them. Now you may be super sure about that you've done the syllabus and you've done everything and the syllabus in and out, but you'd be surprised the kind of questions that comes in, right? And again, this is from experience. A lot of times you will see that people do well in the internal exams, but when you see the actual paper, they find it too difficult. So I would strongly suggest that you do those mocks, or if you are with one of the gold partners, etc., like us, we do provide our students with at least 6 full 100 marks mocks, along with quizzes that are there, which keeps it quite fun, and games as well, because we do kind of KBC style quiz over there. So you will see that in the series of these 8 mocks and quizzes you get well prepared. But of course I'm not talking about FPA here. So yeah, make sure that you've done full mocks available on the ACCA website. These are paid mocks, but it's worth the investment. There is also full mock available on the ACCA global side. There are some questions additional available. Along with that, you can always go to Open Tuition. They've got some question sets available. Please do not go to random sites, because I've often seen students come to me, oh sir, this is the question, this is the solution, but this does not match what we've looked at in textbook. And my answer is very simple. These are not approved websites, right? ACCA goes through the pain of approving the content providers. Therefore, don't go to random sites. If it's Kaplan, if it's BPP, fair enough. Otherwise, I would not suggest you go anywhere else, right? So as long as you've done study text fully, you've done the exam kits fully, you've done series of mocks, right? You've gone through all the content available on the ACCA website, you will be absolutely fine as far as knowledge level is concerned. We have seen at FPA that our pass rates have always been much higher to the global average, even though global average normal is 70-75%, but ours have been always 90% and 95% because of the the extra set of mocks that we get them to do. As I said, we do make sure that you do 6 full mocks and additional quizzes and whatever number of doubt solvings required, right? So that's your knowledge level. Coming to skill level, skill level, because the level of exams get really tough. So what you need to do is that of course, same thing like you did in knowledge, you do your textbook, you do your exam kits, just like how you do in knowledge level. However, here the probably the most important is the CBE platform, right? As much as getting to know the concepts, getting to know the exam type questions, equally important is that you are able to use the platform. So make sure that you have a good hold on the ACCA's CBE practice platform, right? So you should know how to go through the question on the left hand side and how do you maneuver to the requirements and then be able to put your answers in the Excel or the Word area. What happens is that, again, personal experience, students, who've not done this, and ACCA had done some survey as well. I can't quote the numbers exactly, but they could see a big difference between students who passed or people, who did not pass, or the people who did not do the practice platform, right? So make sure that you don't want to be the person who's failed just because you did not use the practice platform. And it is brilliant. It's a plethora of resources available. You've got at least 6 papers for each of the papers that are there. Of course, there are some without the MCQs, there are some with the MCQs. Whatever said and done, make sure that you have covered all the papers that are there on the CBE platform. If you've done those, if you've done the exam kit, and the icing on the cake is your examiner's reports. If you have done those, believe you me guys, there is nothing in the world that can stop you in clearing the exams. And again, this is all by experience. What we do at FPA is we make sure that in your exam preparation, so there is of course study plan, and then there is an exam preparation plan that we prepare exclusively for the students sitting the exams. We give them a series of mocks that they're supposed to give, series of quizzes that they're supposed to give, and in between what we do is that we make sure that there is a regular doubt solving session. Now the doubt solving sessions are there to ensure if you've done, let's say you've done 2-3 mocks, now you will obviously have questions. We've given you the solution, but you still have questions. We'll go through them. What are these problems that you're facing? What is the ideal answer that should have been there? What is the examiner report is telling you, right? So we will ensure that you have gone through all of that through those plans. But again, here my point is that if you are doing a self-study as well, do these 3-4 things. Do not forget the examiner's report, because again, it has got wealth of knowledge, right? And the same is for the P level as well. Of course, the only difference being that there in skill, you've got MCQs. Here you don't have MCQs. Therefore, your conceptual understanding is absolutely important. I've seen some of the best of the students who are there in skill level have not been able to perform equally well because they thought it is the same, right? It is not the same. Your conceptual knowledge needs to be absolutely brilliant, top of the game, right? And if you are going to write the answers, don't forget almost every paper has some professional marks. You've got SBL where there is 20 marks on professional and ethical skills, right? So my point being, make sure that when you are doing the P level paper as well, don't look at the back at the answers and then move on. You have to write each and every single answer that is required in the textbook, in the exam kit, in the CBE platform, and keep mapping your answers. Now, this is something that you have to do definitely in the P level, which in skill level you don't do, you still fine, is that you map your answers with what is the ideal answer. Now, you will see those ideal answers on the CBE platform as well, and you will see these ideal answers at the end of the exam kit, textbook, and you will often find these answers in the examiner's report as well. You will see in examiner report, they will clearly lay out that students have done these mistakes, and obviously sometimes you will see the frustration as well, because the examiner has been saying these things, every time they release a report, they say that we've been saying these things, but students still, nevertheless do these mistakes, right? So make sure you are doing your textbook, you are doing your exam kit, you are doing the CBE platform, and most importantly, map your answers to the ideal answers. There is no point doing rata, there is no rote learning here, but what the point here is that you need to ensure that you're not far off from the ideal answers, because very often what happens, these are all very subjective things. You may be thinking east, but actual answer should be around the west, right? So it cannot be completely, it cannot be west. It can be northeast or southeast, but it cannot be completely west, right? So that's what you need to understand when you've got P level papers, right? So no rote learning, but still you have to figure out how do you write the ideal answers, right? So overall, these are your 3 levels, how you prepare for them, how do you ensure that you are exam ready. However, I know everyone's got their own queries, so feel free to use the comment section. Please fill in whatever requirements you may have. You want, for FPA to maybe help you with your paper checking. Maybe you will want some mocks, right? Because I'm sure knowledge level students will always, come to us that can we at least get some mocks, right? So whatever your requirement is, if you want me to maybe cover one of the topic, one of the examiner's report, whatever that may be, we will be more than happy to help you in your journey, right? So if there are any questions around the ACCA papers, any paper, any level, please feel free to put that in the comment section below, right? And if you have enjoyed the video and if you think that there are other students, others who can really benefit from this, please, please like the video, please share the video, and if you've not already subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe to it. Thank you so much and see you very soon. Bye bye.